Coming up in this episode, man, we got some fireworks, man. We got some fireworks. Now, I don't know if you guys been listening to the Undisputable podcast with Dr. Rashard Richie. Now, Dr. Rashard Richie has a lot of audience members. He has a lot of subscribers on YouTube. And he be on the case with a lot of things when they break out. He gives his opinion and he talks about a lot of various different things. And now it seems that he has interjected himself into what's going on with this Nolan Wells tragedy because some of the things that are coming out. Now, we've seen Nolan Wells' so-called friends lawyer up. They went and got Tyler Cox and Edward Paltzik. And you know, Brandon Tatum has interjected himself in the mix of this whole Nolan Wells tragedy also. And Nolan Wells' family and his mom, all they want is answers on what happened to Nolan Wells on that tragic day of July 4th. And a lot of people have come out and said some things. And a lot of back and forth online on social media, all through the YouTube content creation space. And everybody has their speculations and suspicions on this might be a cover up, or there was foul play involved, or basically it was just a innocent drowning. But the question that remains is nobody has the answers. And it seems like everybody has turned a cheek and a blind eye, and nobody knows what happened to Nolan Wells. Nobody's seen nothing. They claim that there was over 1,000 people on that island, but nobody saw nothing. And there's claims out there if somebody was drowning, you don't see somebody in the water struggling. Nobody has came forth to witness they saw something like that. So it's a lot of speculation. And Nolan Wells' so-called friends have been on interviews with Brandon Tatum. They feel comfortable talking to Brandon Tatum. It's like one person said, I guess Brandon Tatum is their friend now, and they feel comfortable talking to him. So they did a second interview with Brandon Tatum, and they brought their lawyer along, Edward Paltzik. He tried to blend in like he was one of the young men. Now, if you're a lawyer and you're serious about your business, come in a suit, let people know that you're representing these young men. And the reason why they have lawyered up because of all the heat that's going on social media. Talking about people are lying on them. They're talking about people saying that they killed Nolan. And now this lawyer is pursuing all these defamation accounts of people lying on their client. So listening to Dr. Rashard Richie, he unleashed on Edward Paltzik and Officer Tatum, former officer Brandon Tatum, that is. And he stood his ground because it seems like Edward Paltzik is threatening YouTube content creators. He's telling people that we're coming for you. We're going to drag you into court, and it's going to be painful. So sitting there listening to Dr. Rashard Richie as he unleashed on him and gave him the business, something that y'all guys want to hear, and we're going to bring it to you. But before we get off into that, man, y'all guys do me a favor, man. Like, comment, and subscribe on the video. And I found it kind of strange that Edward Paltzik is threatening all these content creators and media personnel, saying that they're lying on these young men. So let's reverse the roles of people coming at Nolan Wells' mother, lying on Nolan Wells' mother. We've heard some of the things that Brandon Tatum has said toward Nolan Wells' mother. But is it like she's lawyering up and going after these people for defamation? It's only you guys that are doing that, because it's getting hot in the kitchen and people are seeing right through you guys. And sometimes the cookie will crumble. I want you guys to listen to what Dr. Rashard Richie had to say as he blew up their spot. Take a listen.
It's narrative. Now, I want you to think about the narrative that you're pushing. There's a deceased young man, a mother who has not been able to get straight answers. So she utilizes the little information that she has legally. She utilizes the opportunity and platform that she has access to legally in order to hopefully get answers that should be coming from investigators, but they are not.
Facts.
And we want to have a conversation about her being the villain in this story.
Speak on it.
If there's an opportunity for grace, Officer Tatum, you call yourself a Christian man. If there's an opportunity for understanding, would it not be for the mother who is still grieving the loss, the tragic loss, the immediate loss of her son that she assumed would be coming back home that same day?
Facts.
You have a defamation attorney who represented Trump also. He gets into it. Here it is.
I'm going to call it what it is, lies. So the first thing that's really important here is we're dealing with lies and liars. We're dealing with profiteers. Right, we're dealing with hustlers. But for the tragedy to then be magnified after his death for no reason other than profit is a disgrace. There is no possible way that anybody could have committed a murder in broad daylight on a barren, windswept island that is narrow and was just swamped with people that day in broad daylight. It's just not possible given the natural environment there. If you're out there and you lied about these guys, you lied about my guys, you lied about Tyler's guys here, if you lied about Morgan, if you lied about Jax, if you lied about Warren, we're going to get you. And you're going to be hauled into court, you're going to be held accountable, and it's going to be very painful.
Hey, Edward, Attorney Edward, it is my opinion that there's more to this story than what you said. It is my opinion you're a liar. It is my opinion that you are bloviating and an idiot. It is my opinion, sir, that something potentially happened to Nolan. It is my opinion that your conclusion is silly, ignorant, arrogant, and egotistical. That's my opinion. You can tell your mama I said that. Now, my opinion.
Damn.
It is my
Tell
opinion,
your mama,
sir, that you making a conclusive statement of fact that there's no way possible this could have ever happened. Sir, you're not an investigator. That's the reason you have an investigation, to be able to call these dynamics to the forefront, whatever they may be, after an exhaustive investigation. So to the attorney, you want us to, and I say us as a concerned community, black, white, brown, rich, poor, doesn't matter. As a concerned community, you want us to trust your word over a proper investigation. That's what you want us to do.
Hmm.
You have to make your money. The only person profiteering probably is you. That's my opinion again. Defend your client's opinion is a right in this country. Nolan Wells' friends are accusing his parents, allegedly, of changing the narrative by framing them as the subjects in the media. Morgan Seymour, Warren Hudson, and Jax Batallo appeared on the Officer Tatum show. He's not a real officer, by the way. Not anymore, at least. For the third time on August 13th, they accused Wells' parents of hurling false accusations at them, including that they weren't Wells' real friends. Well, there are many who have made that conclusion based on their opinion, which, once again, that's protected speech. The boys said they don't need to prove their friendship to Nolan's family. Quote, Nolan will always be with us, stay at our houses, and for his parents to come out and say, we don't know these boys, then do you not know where your kid is staying at night? Because he's staying at our houses, end quote, Hudson said in his defense. Another quote, how are you going to tell me about my relationship with someone else? Hudson said, quote, they've said all this about us, that we're fake friends. If you go and look at Nolan's social media, the only people on there are us and some football guys, end quote.
Now that's a lie.
You know, I believe the reason why some people are calling you all fake friends, just in case your attorney has not had the mental fortitude or the adult guidance to inform you, is because it seems as if most of the energy is geared toward either A, defending yourself, defending the friendship,
Facts.
or making the mother a villain without
Facts.
compassion or understanding of her grief. That's probably why I would assume that there are some who question the authenticity of the friendship, just in case no one has told you that.
Man, look, I don't care what y'all say. That was explosive. That right there is letting you know that if you're a content creator out there and you believe in what you're talking about and things that you react to and things that you say and things that you hear on the social media and you're producing content, don't let them stop you from producing content. Because just like Dr. Rashard Richie said, that's a court of public opinion. These are your opinions. These are your opinions. You're not lying. Your opinion is not a lie. And just like he broke it down, he said, my opinion, you're a liar. He said, you can go tell your mama that. And when he said that, all I could think was, he dug off in his ass. And see, this is what we're dealing with. Because I think Brandon Tatum put these young men in a sticky situation. He should have stayed out of it and left them interviews alone, because now they're open to public criticism. And then see, now that they're getting criticized on every interview that they do, and people are picking parts of the interview where they have no remorse, have no inkling on trying to figure out what happened to Nolan Wells and keeping the focus on them, on how they're being treated. But Brandon Tatum put y'all in a sticky situation because the answers that you're providing, everybody is talking about. So you're open to the public criticism. And see, things getting hot in the kitchen, so now they go and lawyer up for all this defamation stuff. But just like Dr. Rashard Richie said, that's my opinion. He said, come drag me into court. Sometimes a lot of people don't want that smoke. A lot of people just be talking, but you got other people out there that is more intelligent and knows their rights in the law. They know their Fifth Amendment. They know what's going on. You can't let people like Edward Paltzik deter you from doing what you're accustomed to doing. And Dr. Rashard Richie called all that out. See, this is a lot of things that we have to talk about, because if we don't talk about it, them narratives are going to be out there. And when you see something, say something. And this is what's going on. And a lot of people just want answers. People wants to know what happened to Nolan Wells. And like Dr. Rashard Richie said, his mother has a right to know. His mother has a right to know. And see, this is why Brandon Tatum keeps getting himself caught up in a crossfire and taking these strays, because he interviewed these young men, brought Edward Paltzik on, and the other guy, Tyler Cox, the other lawyer, like Edward Paltzik said, if y'all are going after my clients and Tyler's clients, we're going to drag you into court for defamation. This is people's opinions, guys. You have a right to your opinion. And my opinion is Dr. Rashard Richie was spot on. Y'all get down in the comments section.
I see everyone in the comment section, #salute. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you will know every time I drop a hot banger. Oh yeah, just in case I forgot, tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And that will wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.